Hello there, my name is Barry Hoffer and I'm with Maplesforallseasons Nursery, and I'm known as the maple guy in the industry. Today we are going to show you how to properly take care of a Japanese maple in the winter, especially when you're up in the Pacific Northwest, Washington and Oregon, where you get a lot of ice and snowstorms. So this is going to be a preventative measure before the actual snow and ice comes. Okay, so this tree here is called Beni Kawa. It's known as a red bark Japanese maple. It's one of the reddest in the industry for the bark in the winter. Most of you are familiar with Sangu Kaku. This is actually a much better, improved version of that tree that holds this color, especially the red in the winter, much better. So this one's called Beni Kawa. Okay, so we are going to show you how we do it. The first thing we do is we take about an 8-foot pole here. The tree is about 6 feet tall. We take an 8-foot pole here. I take a nail, preferably a roofing nail with a wide cap on it, and I nail it through some rope, which is about a 1/4 inch size. Nail it through there, and I cut about 8 feet of rope. So I run it from the top down to the bottom. So what we're going to do is, if this tree were in a container and or the ground, which we call the landscape, you'll put the stake right behind the tree. If it's in the ground, make sure or if it's in the ground and or in the container, just don't drive it through the center of the root ball. You don't want to damage it. You want to be towards the edge of it. Okay, so we put it in there. So you now notice that the stake is above the tree. So the first thing we do is we kind of grab onto some of the branches, just gradually, and we take the rope and we just kind of tie it around the tree in like a circular motion. Okay, trying to pull it close to the stake. And we do this again. The idea of this is that we're preventing the tree from getting any loads of snow on the crotching or the Y sections of the tree. So just kind of pull your branching together, just like this. Now this is also going to be temporary. We're not going to leave this on all winter. If we were in the East Coast, which is going to be in New York, or you're going to be in Pennsylvania, or somewhere in the East, we will usually leave this on throughout the winter because you have so many snowstorms. But not as much in the Pacific Northwest. Okay, so like you say, we just keep tying it up like this, and it's fairly tight. Then we come around here in the bottom, and we just tie a knot down here at the base of the tree. And the reason why we like the stake the way we have this is that as the snow becomes more frequent, you don't have to keep trying to find rope. You always keep that stake with you. When it's time to come, you just put the stake in the ground. But make sure the stake goes in the ground, because you don't want the stake to become something that pulls on the snow. It has to be firmly in the ground. Okay? So what we're trying to protect again is all this Y section here. We call it the crotching in here. If the snow should build up in there or the ice, it'll tear these branches right off. Okay, so we're trying to protect the Y section of the tree. There's another big one right in here. So this is one of the things we want to protect. So as the stake sits in the ground, firmly in the ground, it holds the tree together. Okay?